Right, morning everyone. I'm on the south banks of the River Rother in effect. So I've come over the border from Kent into Sussex because the Rother basically marks the divide between the two counties. It's got an interesting history. Basically it starts in Rotherfield and runs out to the Rother estuary. The place I'm heading is up on the ridge there behind those trees, and the tributaries are fed from a pond which we'll go and have a look at. I have to go through some woods now. So just heading over the stream. I don't know if you can see the iron content in the water, but it's fairly evident. The Romans came to this area almost solely for the purpose of exploiting as much iron as they could from local iron smelters. So we have evidences of bloomerers from the Roman, and then later on in the medieval we have the water-powered, wheel-powered blast furnaces, of course. Difficult to know whether to wait a moment until we get past noon because it's intensely hot today. I have got enough liquid, I think. I'm just going to get on with it, to be fair, because time waits for no man, essentially. If I don't dig the holes, I won't find anything. 12 minutes past 1 in the afternoon. Right, the ground was softer than I imagined. I thought it would be rock hard, but we'll see if that's the case across the rest of the field, of course. In this clod here, 17. %50 depth, so probably quite small given that it's in the top 5 inches. So in this clod here, in this one here, right, that's a piece of lead. Not how lead normally looks, it's quite worn in fact, but I don't think there's anything on that. Just another random piece of lead. Alright, hole number 2 is another 17, 80%. Alright, it's halfway through there. Wasn't the most compact, defined signal, but interesting to see what it is. Another piece of lead, I think. Ah, no, it's not. It's a mirror tube. Don't often find these where I live. I think that's what it is anyway. Ointment for animals. Right, excuse me if I'm sniffling. I've got hay fever, starts up at this time of year, so this is an 18, 20, and it's 50%, so alright, interestingly, taking it out of the hole, it's dropped to 15, so there's obviously other things or it's just changed its orientation. I think it's going to be aluminium. I think I can see another mu tube, unfortunately. Is that what it is? Yeah. I don't know what this one is. Intramammary solution. Right, hole number 4. That's quite a keen 20. I say keen because the latency of the signal, you can hear it, although it's microseconds. Silver and more conductive metals come through faster. Ah, it's lead. Actually lead, but it's nice because it's a token, or it's a bag seal, one or the other. And the fact that it's round has increased the number on the scale. Right, bag seal I should say. This one sounds like an old penny. 18 at 60%. So it's in there. Could this be probably a coin? Something circular. Ah, it's in the top 3 inches, so not so hopeful. That's a modern game hunting, as per the last video. Right, this is 15 with -4, so more likely to be something iron. Ah, another one. Another ubus, or mubus tubus. Unfortunately, Terramai. Right, this one's a 13. Probably a shotty. What's it going to be? Ah, a watchwinder. Always nice to find. A little Victorian watchwinder. Right, this was a 17. Not that deep, probably only 4 inches down. Ah, there we are. Another button. I think we've got a farthing now. Yeah, I think we've got a nice farthing. Yeah, I think that's a farthing. I'm not entirely certain, but... Right, in that same general area. Another 19. It's quite a in front of me. Just down there. Is that a coin? It's a gilded button. There you go, another button. So another Victorian button. Missing its shank, unfortunately, but you get the idea. Alright, this one's a 15. Oh, it's a button at least. But a Victorian button. Go under the shade of this oak tree for a moment. Absolutely boiling it is. We'll keep going. Up there to the left there's a way through to the next field, which I'll be doing in a moment, where those branches are lying. $19 non-ferrous. I think that's a coin. %, so something quite small because it's not that deep, is it? Piece of iron, unfortunately. It's a rusty nut. Just stopping for a mo as it's insanely hot for the last day in April, as I said. Right, it's 16 to 21. Just down there. Piece of lead, I think. Ah, another bag seal. Looks like another bag seal. Late 1800s, early 1900s, I would say. There we go. Right, this is a 10 or 11. That one there. What is that? Is that a 5p? I think that's a modern 5p, unfortunately. That's the colour they turn. Yeah, pretty short. Right, this was a 22 or 23, down at about 7 inches or more. I don't know what it is. It's got a sort of 17th century look about it, but obviously I could be wrong. Alright, something interesting. Right, near that brass, what is it, pendant or whatever it is, badge maybe. I had a 10, I think it was, and a minus something, and it's down there. I think it's a button. Yeah. That's just I think that's a fairly modern button, unfortunately. It might be Victorian. It's silvered on one side. Right, this is a 20. That giant hole there. Oh, it's fallen out. Oh, there's a button. Thought that was a coin for a minute. What kind of button we got? Another Victorian looking button. Let's get the water on it. No, I think that's plain, unfortunately. Right, a 14, whatever it's going to be. Excuse me. Hopefully not another moo tube. An old 10p, yeah. 10. Is that one of the new pence? Anyway, 70s or 80s. Right, this is a very clear 21. I'm on the track that used to run to the farmhouse, which is 18th or late 17th century. Right, quite a shallow one. This one's a 25. It's in this here. It's on the line of that track that runs to the farmhouse. Sounds coin-like. It's in here. Oh, yes. Finally. We got a silver, like with my last detect. Maybe the point at which to go. Although it's a Edward the 7th, so First World War era sixpence, another lucky sixpence. Well, that's pretty good. Right in the middle of the trackway. Oh, there we go. Let's have a look at it. I think that'll be a solid silver. 100% silver, so repeating last week's luck, although a little bit newer. That's 1918, I think. There we go. Sorry, not Edward the 7th. George the 5th. George the 5th, I think that's 1918. It's a 16 at 50%. Let's see a coin there. That looks like another 10p. Slightly larger than the last one. Probably 60s. Queen Elizabeth II. Right, next to the 60s or 70s 10p. I have another, there's an imprint there, I don't know if you can see it. So is that going to be a 1p or is it going to be something better? Well, it's in the hole here. It's got to be, I can see the imprint. See the imprint there? Or is that... no, that is the imprint. Where have you gone? Coin? Oh, there it is. All this for 1p, eh? No, it's an old threepence. Well, that's slightly more exciting. It's an old, with a portcullis, an old threepence. People say the obligatory musket. Well, in my case, it's the obligatory toy car. There we go, that was 21 on the scale. All my permissions seem to produce at least one toy car at the moment. Maybe the last few, I don't know. This is a 17. Oh, the tiniest of buttons. Tiniest of buttons. Another Victorian button to add to my half dozen today. Don't think it's got anything on it. We'll see when we clean it up anyway. I think that's plain. So I've had enough to be getting on with to do this vast area here today. Just going through into the next field. It's almost as big, not quite. See what this field holds. Maybe we'll get a better idea on my next trip. Hopefully there'll be another trip. This is an 18. I rather suspect it's a MooTube, sorry. It's in here. So 21. Oh, wow, that was nice. Don't know if you saw that. That's unusual. Is that... what on earth is that? I do like these hidden fields, which is what secluded, which is what this one is. What on earth is this? Is it just a battered Victoria? I don't think it is. It's quite interesting, whatever it is. There seems to be a bust facing left, I think, possibly. Right, this is a 21 in that small secluded field. There we go, George V. So that's 19 popular year. This one, 1918. I'm finding a lot of 1918 coins. Right, I'm going to make this the last one. My physical batteries have run out. Not the batteries. This was a 13, I do believe. It's definitely there, but it's proving elusive. There we go. What is that? Oh, it's a button, I think. Yeah, it's a button. It's a livery button, but it's a very small one. I don't know, but that's... I'll be able to look that up. It's certainly an interesting button. I'm going to call it a day. I've done... It's now... What time is it? 6:09, so I've done at least... I've done around 5 hours continuous. And it's starting to get a bit cooler, fortunately. It goes to show you had to dig about 50 holes around in my last few permissions to have got that piece of silver. I'm pretty exhausted and it's been pretty hot today, so we'll try a couple of the other fields on my next trip. I'll post the finds up for you now. Alright, now for the roundup. So 60 finds, 50 to 60 finds in the space of about 5 hours, 30% of which were animal ointment tubes. So across the top here, all of these are MooTubes. Now, starting on the left, I've got the 2 bag seals. I'll put a closer close-up picture up for you, but I don't think they're terribly old. So lead bag seals. Then La Pièce de la Résistance is a George the 5th, 1918, I do believe, silver sixpence. They were 100% silver and weren't mixed with other metals until 1920, so that's another full silver. So two weeks running I've managed to find at least a silver, if you'd come into focus, George. Then I think there are 8 coins. This here I thought was interesting at the end, but it's a mangled George V halfpenny. What people used to do, what kids used to do, is they used to put them on the railway tracks and the train would go over them. It looks like it's either been through a mangle or something of that ilk. And another George V, 1918, seems to be the prevailing date on this permission penny. A farthing, I can't see a thing on that, so could be Victorian, could be Edwardian. For example, a threepence. I can't see the date. You might be able to see it when I post the picture up in a moment. These are polygonal shaped coins from, I think, the 50s and 60s. So pre-decimal threepence. Portcullis on it. That's a 1990s 10p, and this one's a 1969 10p. So this is a 10 new pence, 1969. And then a 5p. That's modern. It's just turned that colour because Cooper nickel turns that colour. This is a Victorian watchwinder, so they would have had their pocket watch. The pin at the end there is missing, but again, you'll see a more detailed picture in a moment. It's got a design on it. So Victorian toy car, and about 6 or 7 buttons, of which this is probably the best. It's got a coat of arms on it. So tiny little button there, Victorian with coat of arms and some other smaller buttons. And a modern animal or game round and some other bits of aluminium, bits of rubbish across the bottom and 3 bits of lead. So 5 hours, 60 fines. Sorry if I've missed any of those out. They might have been hedge fodder, like bits of iron that I've chucked in the hedge. There's an aluminium rivet there too, and this iron thing, bit of horse chandlery, I would suspect. But I'll post the fines up now, and you'll get a better idea of what's on the surface of these fines.